Hey crafters, welcome into Guys Craft 2. My name is John, and thanks for dropping in this evening. If by chance you have other folks that you normally tune into and watch during this time, I am absolutely not trying to override or take their time slot. So feel free to jump where you need to, but I appreciate you joining and um, just being part of us. So let's see who's on already so quickly. Y'all killing me. Let's see. Joydy. Hey, Joydy. How are you doing? Barb. Hey, Barb. How is life? Tuesday, let me tell you, work has been crazy off the hook this week for me. Russ says, John had another shopping spree. Inconceivable. Y'all, I honestly am going to try to temper myself because it was a little embarrassing when I got home this time. So it is what it is. I do what I enjoy. I work for my money. I can spend my money however I want. Jeannie, thanks for joining tonight. But at some point, you do just. I had gotten so many boxes and packages on the front porch that when we got home Monday to unload and just try to get in the house, let alone anywhere else, I was like, you know what? This is just embarrassing. So instead of doing multiple single videos, I thought, what the heck? I don't typically do a live during the week. I'll jump on, do a live with you all, let you see what I purchased, which again was way too much because those are the boxes, part of the boxes that were sitting on the front porch when I got home. That doesn't include some of the other stuff that I bought that has nothing to do with crafting. So can you imagine that I buy things that are outside of the crafting world? How crazy would that be? Hey, Carrie, welcome in. Thanks for joining tonight. Or says I could have the packages delivered to me at work. I wish that was the case. Unfortunately, I work for too big of an organization. And because we're a utility company, they've got to go through all kinds of screening. So it would be worse getting it at work. And if the women in the office knew how much stuff no, that would not work for me. So, hey, Jean, welcome in. So, one of the things I did want to talk about, kind of get into tonight is some of the design, some of the stuff I'm working on. I came home and found I've got multiple projects going. I never understood how crafters, quilters could have more than one quilt going at any particular time. I came home to find out that I've got one, two, three all Halloween quilts of all things. I have 3 Halloween quilts going. So it's just killing me. Jody says I'm going to have buy another vacation home to decorate with all the new fabric. It's just crazy. So one of the things that I did buy is the Moda reindeer game. So I don't know if you all had seen that, but that is some really cool fat quarters. And I bought these because Russ told me that Stephanie Stitches does some amazing patterns. So I decided I wanted to try this pinwheel picnic. And as such, I decided I would make it a Christmas quilt. And so I thought, what better to go with it than some of these reindeer games, right? I mean, how adorable is this fabric? This is just, you can't see it. It's white on white snowflakes. Some little reindeer jumping around. One that the camera's not out of focus. That's just the way they produce that. So we're not sure if we'll use that one or not. I do like the red and green polka dots. I really, really like this one. So I think this is going to end up making an adorable quilt, right? So I have that now to add into the mix. And so I have got to get this cut, get this going. It just takes so much time to stop and iron your fabrics, cut your fabrics, trim your fabrics. All I want to do is sew. Candy canes. So we'll get it figured out. I am sure that's going to happen. Look how cute this is with the reindeer on with the green spearmint peppermints, right? And again, a lot of the same fabrics again, all on the red backgrounds, and then again on the green backgrounds. And hey, just FYI, because you know I always find a bargain. I had to go to Sam's Club yesterday. Yes, to pick up new glasses that I had ordered right before the 4th of July holiday, because I had to spend some HSA money in that, so I did that. Interesting enough, Sam's Club has the art bins that I have been using to transport stuff back and forth to the park home. They actually have two for like I think it's $14. So the nice heavy, 12 by 12, 14 by 14 art bins, you get two of them for that price. And they have inside like another plastic holder for pins and different things. It's really a good bargain. So yeah, I did order a few of those because I'm going to need those in order to put projects like this in there to get that done. So I do think all of those are going to turn out really, really cute. So let's get into the other purchases I bought. All right, let's see. Barb says, when I first started quilting, I would finish one project before starting another. Now that's gone out the window. Yes, let me tell you, I just never understood how people did it, but yes, I am there. Russ is being supportive as always. Thank you, Russ. Jordy says cute. I do think, Jean, it's going to make a really cute Christmas quilt. I fell in love with those when I found them. So Barb says those are great fabrics. Carrie says it was adorable. Yeah, Barb says ironing, cutting, trimming, unfortunately, are part of quilting. Yes, I'm realizing I do more of that than I get to do sewing or piecing. I think, to answer your question, Joyny, I think I can actually make two quilts out of that, but I'm not sure because I've only went through a little bit of the instructions. I haven't read all the instructions yet, but I'm hoping that I can actually get two. I will only do one pinwheel probably, and then I've got some other patterns that I want to do as well. But I just think those are such cute fabrics. So let's go through. John ended up buying some stuff at Back Quarter Shop because I really worry about Kimberly Jolly and making sure that she's having a good summer and wanted to make sure I stimulated some economy down in Kyle, Texas. So at some point, I'd like to visit actually some of these shops. Can you imagine what that would be like? Hey, Katrina, thanks for joining tonight. I am just chatting and sharing some recent purchases that I made, and they turned out to be more than I anticipated, but it is what it is. So I did pick up a couple of things. I did pick up, a folding. Oh, this is a foldable seam ripper. And I needed like $2 to finish out my, to get free shipping. So that is ended up what I did. I decided I don't know what possessed me the other day. I was going through the binders and I found this fruit cake, which is a layer cake um, pattern. And I got that out and started going through it. And I thought, oh my gosh, how adorable is that pattern? Okay, let's stop everything else that I have in process and let's get another uh, pattern going. And of course, I didn't have Christmas layer cake, so I had to go back to Fat Quarter Shop and buy two layer cakes to do that pattern. And these are called Jingle Bells from Riley Blake by Lindsay Wilkes. But again, if I am a mid-century geek, and as such, look how adorable some of those fabrics are going to be with the old-fashioned snowman and the pups and all of that that's on there. I just thought, oh no, that's going to make too cute a quilt. And look, I mean, if that doesn't say retro Christmas, I don't know what does. So I ended up, I bought 2 packs of those, yes, and I bought it specifically to do with this pattern. So I think that's going to be amazing. Katrina's bragging. Look at Katrina. She says she got 2 baby quilts today. I am very impressed. I feel like I'm getting lots of projects started, but nothing finished. So that is amazing. Congrats on getting those done. It always feels so good when I get the quilt top done. It would feel better if I got Grace working, but that's another story for another live. Um, Barb says she likes the old-fashioned Santa prints. I do too. I mean, it's so reminiscent of my childhood. So that's what I tend to think of. All right, so let's go on because I'm not going to keep you all on here all night, just listening to me rattle on and on and on. Unfortunately, there's a company called Rosa Designs, and they had a sale the other day, and I felt bad because I hadn't bought anything from Rosa for a while other than patterns. So I ended up grabbing a few things from them. And if I can figure out, you would think of all people, I should know how to open a postal box, right? All things. I really don't want to have to rip the box open. So we'll see how this goes. So anyways, I did end up ordering some things from Rosa. And yes, I know you're not supposed to use a knife and cut towards you. You always cut away. My daddy would not be happy right now if he saw what I just did. All right, so Rosa box, nice and heavy, completely full. Oh, but I only got a couple of things. So really, they just kind of fooled me. All right, so of course, when you buy their kits, you automatically get the fabrics with it. This one, which I actually already have, this one's called 31, which is a birthday pattern. I think that pattern is really cute. Interesting colors that they put in here. So this again is all Christmassy. Oh, the cellophane just wants to fly around. Oh, so this has got a Robert Kaufman panel in it. So the panel is one big piece of it. So look at the Christmas tree and all of the snow and that. I think that's going to be interesting. I'll be interested to see how this plays out because this is not at all what I remember ordering. But this could be one that I was thinking about and stuck in my cart. And then when I get to checkout, I go, wow, I didn't realize I was going to spend that much money. And forget that I had some things sitting in the cart that I was considering buying, not automatically buying, but that happens. But the coordinating fabrics to go with that is this gold snowflake. And look how pretty that is. And green and gold. I don't know that I would have picked that necessarily for a winter fabric, but I think as I lay some of these out, it may. I mean, look at this deep, rich green, almost like ferns in that. Got this one. This is going to have a lot of green in it because this whole pile is green. So I'll be anxious to see how this plays out. So all right, so that's one kit that I purchased. All right, so there's one. All right, so let me stick this back over. Now I don't even have a place in the room to set this stuff. I've got so much stuff going on. All right, there's one. All right, and two. Oh, it's Baby Goose. Look how cute this is. I did not have this pattern. So this is Running D Quilts for Rosa Designs. This one is called Running Goose. So I think that is pretty adorable. Back in here because it's got a extra instruction with it, which I've never seen. And this is all. Oh, this is very mid-century again in that. So this is all on that 60s ice cream parlor fabric that was out. I think last year was a big deal. And so, yeah, that's why I bought this because I am just an old 60s hippie. That's just black fabric. I do enjoy the old tearjerkers and Shirelles and all of that group. I always have, and just more black fabric. So that is why I bought this, is because I do love this whole 60s, 50s, 60s theme. I loved Happy Days when I was a kid, watching Happy Days. Of course, who didn't have a crush on the Fonz at one point? Because poor little Richie Cunningham, he is just a nerd, you know. So everybody wanted to be a bad boy, I think, at some point in their life. Some of us may have been bad boys. I'm guessing Russ was a bad boy, but I'm not going to call him out on the for that. And then seafood is another Villa Rosa pattern I did not have. This is all Easter designs. So again, look at the purples, look at the floral to go with that. And all of these were on clearance. So I mean, the problem is for what I end up paying sometimes for these, I couldn't go buy, pick, and stand in the store and have them cut all this fabric when I could just do it here. So I think this will be really, really cute. I love those bunny feet, the carrots in the center. So that's going to be really cute. All right. Lord have mercy, John. Just keep moving. You got a lot to do tonight. Crazy. Some of us were on vacation today while others worked, but that's okay. Bought Tibet. Now, I do own this pattern already. So that one is called Tibet. I have not done the pattern, obviously, but this one is all Christmas. So look at the Christmas stripe. Oh, it's got the old Goose. It's got that old Santa Claus in that. And it's got postage, the aqua, and the snowflake. Actually, I think I already own this kit. I am almost positive I have this kit. If not, I have some of the same fabrics. So it may be a duplicate, or it may be that they use some of the same fabrics that they used in one of the other kits. So we'll figure that out. Lord have mercy, it just keeps on going. The gift that keeps on giving. Nevada is another pattern. I think I already had the Nevada pattern as well. When you buy their kit, you automatically get the pattern. But I love florals, and when you look at these bright florals, they just jump, right? I mean, they just jump right out at you. How adorable are all those florals going to be in this pattern? So I'll definitely be working on that come October, November. So I have a nice bright summer quilt to start the year off. And then I got a table runner called Belle Amy. I'll show you the pattern, but I'm not going to take all the fabrics out because they look, these are more like jelly rolls. And so those are already pre-cut, or to a certain degree, they're pre-cut. So I think that's going to be pretty. I do want to work on more table runners because I do like to use table runners when I decorate, and I do a lot of that for the holidays, but not so much during the year. Sun Sprite, I did not have this particular, I did not have that pattern. And again, you can tell why these were on clearances because they're spring patterns, right? So spring, Easter, that kind of stuff. So I think those will all end up pretty cute. So yes, Villa Rosa, they should know me by name now, right? I mean, I do enough with Villa Rosa. You would think that they'd be calling me going, "Hey, I caught your live. We appreciate all the encouragement you give us," and blah, blah, blah. But so far, no. And just so you know, just to reiterate, I pay for all this. I go to work every day to pay for all this. I don't get any special discounts. If I got a discount code, I would absolutely pass it on. I don't. So I am not associated with any of these folks, other than I tend to be a very good customer for them. All right, let's move on. 20 minutes and John's still going. All right. Somebody turned my comments off. So let's see. I have to agree with Barb. So I'm up to Barb saying my favorite Santa is the one drinking Coke in the commercial. I have always loved the Coke commercials for two things, right? The traditional old fashioned Santa and those stupid polar bears. How do you not like the polar bears? Um, Katrina says some people are retired and they quilt to keep from going crazy. I believe that. And you know what? I think that's what helps keep us young. I mean, some of the women here in the Quilt Guild in this community, they're in their 80s. And I would guess them to maybe be in their 60s. And I hope I am as sharp as they are when I get there, because it is just crazy. Oh, Russ says I was shy and innocent back then. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm not going to buy any of that. Um, but we do what we need to do, right? Um, Oh, Russ says Coca-Cola invented the image we know as Santa Claus. I didn't know that. Russ is so smart. That's why I'm so happy he's part of my YouTube family. He helps educate me. Sometimes he encourages bad behavior, but that's okay too. I mean, I had a big brother. I'm used to it. But how crazy. All right. Sewers Club. So I have belonged to Sewers Club for a while. I've done a couple of their projects. I have many of their boxes stacked up to do. I did cancel my subscription so you all can go hooray, um, because I've got too many from them, and I realized these were coming at a much bigger cost than I am willing to pay right now. They always give you a card that tells you what's going on inside. They always write your name on the card. It says, "Hello, John. Let's sew the perfect elevated fabric basket for your sewing room using the Party Time collection by Hazel Rosavi for Figo Fabrics." Okay, when you grow up in Kentucky, you don't learn to pronounce those type of words. So I did the best I can. No offense to anyone. Um, but you're also talking to John Smith, right? I mean, come on. Um, Oh, they gave me a card that says different box, but same amount of love because they're having trouble sourcing their old one. So they're doing Erica's Elevated Fabric Basket. This does come with an online tutorial. The basket size equals out about 5 by 5.5. It does look like an adorable basket. They do give us everything to do that. So to do that pink basket, they gave us very pink fabric with stars, lettering. Oh, look how sad, craft, care. Look at all the words on there. That's pretty adorable. Leatherette. I'm assuming, yeah, it looks like you use the leatherette to make handles. The labels that go on there. Another straight tailors all. So that should be interesting. Watch the video and learn how to use that. They give you the batting that goes inside, and they always give you Gooderman thread, and they always give you whatever the thread you will need to match. I will say I've not used this thread. It'll be interesting when I do some of the projects if I bother with this or not. Some of this I've actually been taking up to the up to Shady Pines, just so I'd have a little bit more variety up there, but not big spools than that. But I haven't used any of it. I have never used Gutterman. I've only used Wonderfill, which turned out not to be the dream I thought it was. I typically use Isacord, Aurifil, or Glide. And I have to tell you, of all of them, Glide is my absolute favorite. And I quilt around a lot of traditionalists that say if you're sewing cotton fabric, you have to use cotton thread. So fortunately, I am not a traditionalist when it comes to quilting. So I kind of break some of the rules, and I think that drives some of my friends nuts at times. But it's okay. Barb says I'm in my 60s. Does that mean I'm really 40? Yes, absolutely. I think 60 is the new 40. And I think everyone on here in the YouTube family would agree with that. Russ says, smart. I've just been to the world of Coca-Cola many times. I'll even drink the Beverly. I love going to Coca-Cola World. I love doing the Underground Atlanta and all of that. My understanding is the Underground is closed, and I'm sure for very obvious reasons. But I always did love going to Coca-Cola World, and I always stop in the big Coca-Cola place in Vegas on the strips. That's always fun. Katrina says, don't want to be in my 40s again, so I have to go back to the classroom and I'm done with that portion of my life. Amen. I understand. Sometimes we just want to look 40. We don't want to have to relive some of those things. It's like my daughter every now and then will make a comment because, we have a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old, and I just don't understand. And I'm like, yes, you are probably right. I just don't understand. I did not raise you and your brother. You all just magically grew up and turned out to be the amazing children you are with no interference at all. Open Gate Quilts. So Monique usually watches the replay. Monique usually always comments and thanks me for giving her a shout out. I've never gotten a box from Open Gate that I'm not happy with, They are not by far the cheapest box, but they are also not the most expensive. I think for the value and for what we get, um, I, I think it's a great bargain. So they have personalized paper with little personalized labels. What I do like is Monique always sends us 2 projects. She always outlines what the projects are. You can also get add-on to the projects, to the boxes. I don't do that. So the first project in here is called Color Play. It includes Moda Coda. Lord have mercy. And I haven't even been drinking tonight. Moda Cozy Bella Solids Charm Square. So that must be these. Yeah. So this is the first. Oh, that's Glory Days. So one project is Glory Days, which is a 50 by 60, 56 by 70 overall quilt. And so that's one project. This is actually, best I remember, it's one of the biggest projects she's ever given us. Um, But again, like I said, I always am very happy. Color Play is, all right, so that is the second one. So let's go with first one. First one's called Color Play. Here are the pictures, the instructions. It is done with charm packs, and it is another quilt, which is kind of unusual. She usually doesn't give us big projects like that, but look how adorable that is. So I think that's going to be a beautiful quilt. Let's hope John has the skill level to do that, because that looks like a lot of pinwheels or them silly square things. Cozy Bella Solids is what she gave us. It's all in fall colors. So how adorable is that? So definitely getting us ready for fall. I appreciate that she sends that in July. So we have time for people like me that seem to always be behind on projects. This one I may bump up earlier. I need to read through the instructions to see if it's one that is I'm willing to spend the time on, um, depending on where my skill is. So we'll see how that works out. That's project one. Project two is what she calls a car trash bag. And again, this is ultimately the project. Sorry for the glare. And it is all in this autumn tones and all that. So how cute is that going to be? So I've got that to work on. She always gives us a spool of Aurifil thread for what she thinks we need for piecing to match the projects. She also gave us the notion of the month is a cupcake recipe card. Oh, and this is for making 44 recipe cards, one cupcake mix, plus one Moda charm pack, one Moda charm pack, or 42 backgrounds. Each help you get 2 5-inch squares. So I have never seen this, don't quite understand that. I'm hoping that doesn't mean I'm supposed to do paper piecing, because John's never done paper piecing. But I will figure that out and we will play with that. And if I can't figure it out, I always bug Russ, and he somehow always knows everything. He's all knowing. And then, the Glory Days is just a quilt pattern. She typically sticks in a quilt pattern. So Color Play was the first quilt pattern she gave us. The car trash bag is the second. The cupcake recipe, the Aurifil thread, and then an open gate pattern, which this month was Glory Days. All of that's included in the kit. I could not be happier with her kits. I think she does an amazing job. Everything she's always sent me just really resonates with me. So we're very much um, on par for the same colors, same type of designs, all that kind of stuff. So I tend to always give Monique a big shout out because I appreciate everything her and her team does. They're one of the few Christmas boxes I plan to get for 2024. I am absolutely cutting back on Christmas boxes this year. So my countdown to Christmas will be much slimmer than it has been in the past. See, Russ already says, cupcake mix are a cousin of paper piecing. They're great. See, Russ always knows. So that's what makes him so invaluable to me. Um, see, Barb says those are small pieces. Lots of pinwheels. Pinwheels, that's the word I couldn't think of. Yes, I I do tend to be careful. Jean says she likes Gutterman on her Bernina, so I will have to try it. I just have not tried it. I don't know really anyone in our quilt guild and that use it, but we will see. Where else are we? I bet that's how you make all the triangles for those pinwheels. Yes. So I bet that's why they included that. So like I said, Monique really, you can tell she spends time curating that box and really going through some things. All right, guys, I got to speed up. I can't keep you all on here all night. I mean, look how crazy this is. All right, so my favorite quilt store literally sometimes is my favorite quilt store. I really like that they have a lot of Grinch stuff. So I do tend to be a Grinch freak. I'm very excited because Friday night at 6 p.m. at the mall in Glendale, I will be at the Hallmark Gold Crown store picking up my first 20 ornaments for Christmas in July. And they just came in, and one of those things that is included is a huge talking animated Grinch wreath. So yes, I make deco mesh wreaths and wood wreaths and that, but it's the Grinch and it's animated, so how do you not get that? So yes, I am a Hallmark KOC member. I only purchased, oh look at this, I only got two little quilt things. I didn't get all that much in this box. All right, so the first one is this big, huge, heavy Make Gnome Mistake. And if Danelle was on here, Danelle would be in her glory right now. How adorable are those gnomes? How much work is this going to be for John? And look at all the fabrics. But I really like what I call that sea foam with the Christmas colors. So it's just so different. It's not just that in your face red green Christmas like everything always is. So that's why I did grab that one. And then this happened to pop up, and I was like, okay, well, if I'm getting that one, I might as well get this one. And then I'm not shopping anymore. I will tell you, I was so good today that when I saw emails come through from all of these quilt stores, I just went down and actually deleted them. I didn't even open them. So I don't want to know what sales people are having right now because I cannot buy anything else. Yes, Barb says the seafoam will go well with the red and pink and that. I think it will. I think that will be such a beautiful quilt. And then I got the Riley Blake kit table runner called Frosty. And again, it's in those greens and that blue greens and all of those different colors. I'm anxious to see how the snowman cuts out and plays because I have a feeling that he's going to be a little bit more work than I'm anticipating, but we will see. But I just fell in love with this as well. So just one more thing for me to add to the stack of things. And I just scheduled 3 more days vacation. So I am going to take a long Labor Day weekend and taking some other time. So I'm trying to buy me some time to get some stuff done. Katrina says, yes, to the self control. I delete a lot every day too. You just got to. It's just, if I paid attention, I mean, I have 2 rooms full and I've got to start deleting, getting stuff out. And I say that as we get to the last box, you can see it's got a big quack on it. So the quack means Missouri Star Quilt. And Jenny's one of the mean of people, right? Their sales are sometimes just off the hook. It's like I have friends that work at some of the quilt shops, and they're like, we can't buy wholesale for what some of the stuff she runs on special. And so, yeah, I just feel like I got to help Missouri out every now and then because I know, I know she's anxious to meet me one day. All right, so we got another good luck chuck. I don't do anything with the old flat chucks. I don't even keep them. May have been cute at one point to have them kind of dancing around the room, but I didn't. She had the Studio E fabric layer cakes on sale. I ended up picking up a couple of those because I think these were like $15, $17. They were really cheap. And so it was like, okay, for a layer cake, I just can't beat that. There's a bunch of rainbow colors in there. So, but I think they're all the same pattern. And then this one, because it's purple, I ended up falling for it. This one's called Somerset. This is a Michael Miller fabric. I tend to do a lot with Michael Miller. I like Michael Miller fabrics. So again, a lot of purples and a lot of fun colors in there. And then also on sale was this is called Blank Quilt Company Petra. And look at the paisley, right? How fun could that be to do with that paisley? And just look at all the colors, all the craziness. See, this is my 70s kid coming out now. So that late 60s, 70s. I ended up buying two of those too. So, and again, I just showed you all the pattern that I now can't find because I've buried it under there. But the the one I showed you earlier takes layer cakes. How adorable would that be to do a couple of those? And then the last one I picked up was a Bernitex, and I do love everything that they do. And again, it's in the purples and that. So she was clearing out, it looks like a bunch of spring, probably spring summer stuff that she wanted to make sure she didn't get stuck with. So yes, I ended up helping her unload some of those. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 new layer cakes. And now I got to figure out where to put the layer cakes. But the good news is I just bought um, 2, 4, 6 new art bins, so I can start assigning projects. And I will tell you, I do like keeping my projects, especially if they're staying local. I have always used these baskets. And so I bought these. They're $1.25 at the Dollar Tree, and they're just a great way to keep everything for one project organized. So, and yes, I have probably about 15 of those. So, crafters, guys, thanks so much for joining tonight and letting me rattle on a little bit about um, some of my purchases instead of just doing a one-way video and not getting to really enjoy the YouTube family. I so much appreciate each and every one of you. Jean says that's what I do. She deletes the store emails, but the Frosty is cute, right? See, I wouldn't have known that if I didn't open the email, but that's why I'm not opening emails right now. Katrina says Blank is putting out some cool fabrics. They feel good. Ah, see, just killing me. There's just so much out there. Jordy says beautiful, and Barb says what were the layer cakes called? So, um, oh, so this one, the Bernadex, is called Sleepovers. The Paisley is called Petra, and it's by Blank Quilt Company, which I have never heard of. Satin Moon Designs. That's called Petra. See, Jean says she loves Petzlum fabric. The Michael Miller is called Somerset. And I do think it was just cute. And then Studio E, I'm going to say it's Adele, but it's not. It's Adelie is the name of that one. So that is all of the layer cakes. So crafters, I appreciate each and every one of you. If you're new to the channel, welcome in. We have picked up, like in the last 3 or 4 days over the holiday weekend, we picked up like 17 new subscribers. Thanks for all of you, for all of your support, all of the things that you've done to help build this channel. It really means a lot to me. I enjoy the YouTube family. I enjoy um, having having you all part of my life. It's just so important. And with that said, I am going to give you all back some time tonight. I hope to see each and every one of you on Sunday. And until then, happy crafting.